What if you could travel back 3 million years, to a time before history, before language, before the world had a name? You'd find yourself in a wild and ancient land nudged by cities, machines, or even fire. Towering grasslands stretched to the horizon. Giant predators stalked the shadows, and somewhere among the savannas of Africa, a small, upright creature took a hesitant step, an ancestor of you and me. This is the forgotten world of early humans, long before Homo sapiens walked the earth. A rich and tangled family tree of human ancestors was already spreading across the planet. It began not with a single missing link, but with a branching evolution shaped by survival, climate, and chance. Our story doesn't start with civilization, it begins with survival. And the first known chapter is written in the bones of Australopithecus afarensis, a species that lived around 3 to 4 million years ago. She was just over 3 feet tall, with long arms, a small brain, and a surprisingly human gait. We call her Lucy, discovered in 1974 in the Afar region of Ethiopia. Lucy's nearly complete skeleton proved something astonishing. These early hominins walked upright. They weren't quite human, but they weren't apes either. Lucy walked the line in between, balancing on the edge of a great evolutionary leap. Why walk on 2 legs? Scientists believe that as forests gave way to open grasslands, standing upright offered a better view of predators, freed the hands for carrying food or young, and helped regulate body temperature in the searing heat. Bipedalism changed everything. It was the first step, literally and metaphorically, toward becoming human. Fast forward 1 million years, and a new figure appears in the fossil record: Homo habilis, often called handy man. Found in East Africa, Homo habilis lived around 1.4 million years ago. What set them apart wasn't just their slightly larger brains, it was their hands. These early humans were among the first to use stone tools. Simple flakes and sharp-edged stones gave them access to marrow, meat, and new survival strategies. With each blow of stone against stone, they were reshaping their fate. But evolution never stands still. Enter Homo erectus, the first true explorer of our kind. Tall, strong, and smart, Homo erectus emerged about 2 million years ago and spread far beyond Africa into Asia and Europe. They mastered fire. They traveled. They adapted to ice and desert, mountain and coast. Their tools were more sophisticated, their bodies more efficient. Some fossils suggest they cared for their injured, and some scientists believe they may have even used early forms of language. Homo erectus was a wanderer, and their shadow still stretches across time. Yet while they roamed the earth, they weren't alone. Our ancient world was teeming with human cousins, different species with unique traits, living side by side, sometimes even interbreeding. There were the Neanderthals, thick-boned and powerful, who mastered the cold caves of Ice Age Europe. There were the Denisovans, a mysterious group known only through DNA and a few bones from a single Siberian cave. There were the hobbits of Flores Island in Indonesia, Homo floresiensis, who stood just over 3 feet tall but made stone tools and hunted giant rats. Each species tells a different part of the human story. The Neanderthals, for example, were not the brutish cavemen of old stereotypes. They buried their dead, wore clothes, crafted tools as sharp as modern scalpels, and may have even created symbolic art. DNA tells us they also loved down mated with our own ancestors. Today, many of us still carry fragments of Neanderthal and Denisovan genes in our DNA. These aren't lost species. They're part of us. Then, about 300,000 years ago, a new species emerged in Africa: Homo sapiens. Us with rounder skulls, smaller faces, and an unmatched ability to think symbolically. Homo sapiens changed the game. They painted caves with scenes of bison and horses, danced under the stars, buried their dead with tools and flowers, and crafted myths to explain the world. But their journey wasn't easy. There were droughts, volcanic eruptions, and fierce competition with other human species. Around 70,000 years ago, something remarkable happened. Some call it the cognitive revolution, a mysterious leap in brain function that allowed Homo sapiens to create complex language, share abstract ideas, and cooperate in large groups. With this new power, our ancestors sailed to Australia, crossed the tundras of Siberia, and eventually walked into the Americas by 40,000 years ago. Homo sapiens had spread across nearly every continent, and within a few thousand years, the Neanderthals, Denisovans, and other archaic humans vanished. We may never know all the reasons why: climate change, competition, disease, but the result was clear. We were the last humans standing, but our rise came with consequences. As we spread, we changed every ecosystem we touched. In Australia, giant marsupials like the Diprotodon vanished soon after humans arrived. In the Americas, mammoths, saber-toothed cats, and giant ground sloths disappeared within a few thousand years of our arrival. Some scientists call this the Pleistocene extinction, and it remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in paleontology. Still, our species continued to grow. From hunter-gatherers to farmers, from cave painters to skyscraper builders, from stone tools to spacecraft. And yet, the bones of Lucy, the stone flakes of Homo habilis, the fire pits of Homo erectus, they're all still with us. Fossils buried in stone, yes, but also fossilized in our DNA, in our memories. In the way we walk and think and dream, modern science continues to peel back the layers of this deep past. New discoveries happen every year. In South Africa, the discovery of Homo naledi shocked scientists as species with a small brain but possible ritual behavior. In Morocco, skulls older than 300,000 years rewrote the origins of Homo sapiens. In Denisova Cave, the fossil of a girl was found half Neanderthal, half Denisovan, the first known hybrid human. We're still uncovering our story. And perhaps that's the most human thing of all, the need to understand where we came from, to reach back through the fog of time, and to whisper to the bones, who were you? So the next time you gaze at a star-filled sky or feel the ground beneath your feet, remember, you are the latest chapter in a story that began over 3 million years ago. You are the descendant of survivors, of explorers, of inventors, of dreamers. The Earth was once ruled by other kinds of humans, but it was your ancestors who endured, adapted, and imagined a world beyond survival. If this journey through humanity's prehistoric origins stirred something deep inside you, if it made you wonder what other stories lie buried beneath the dust of time, then join us here on Extinct World. Like, comment, and subscribe to help us keep exploring the mysteries of ancient life. Because the past is not lost. It's waiting just beneath the surface.